And did an airline ignore signs of a passenger in distress?
One flight attendant said that she opened the door and she saw the top of my husband's head, and his head was down, and he was just whimpering, and left him there.
A widow claims her husband would have survived if crew members had done their jobs better. That's next. And if you're heading off to work, the widow of a high-profile financial analyst is filing a wrongful death lawsuit today against Southwest Airlines. She claims the flight crew left her husband in an airplane bathroom when he desperately needed help. He was on a flight to Orange County, California. John Blackstone spoke with the woman who believes the airline made a series of catastrophic choices. It's a story you're seeing first on CBS this morning.
And I'm looking for the market to continue its sell-off.
Richard Ilchishin made a name for himself in the finance world, running a successful brokerage firm.
I really don't think it's going to break 1,400.
But perhaps his most important job was husband and father.
It's March 11th. We're going for our first walk.
The last thing he said to me was, I can't wait to get home to see you girls.
Last September, the 46-year-old was flying home from a business trip when he suffered a fatal pulmonary embolism. His wife, Kelly, believes he could have been saved.
He should have been helped on the aircraft. If they just would have gotten help.
His Southwest Airlines flight was preparing to land in Orange County, California, when flight attendants heard sounds from the rear restroom. According to the sheriff's report, a crew member pushed the door open slightly and saw him slumped over, groaning and crying. She said the person's foot was wedged against the door.
One flight attendant said that she opened the door and she saw the top of my husband's head, and his head was down, and he was just whimpering, and left him there.
The airline tells CBS this morning crews treated the situation as a medical emergency, immediately arranging for first responders to meet the flight. But Southwest called the Orange County Sheriff's Department, describing an unruly passenger.
Apparently there's a passenger locked himself in the lav and is screaming and yelling.
The Sheriff's Department says that's why officers got everyone off the plane before opening the bathroom door. They found Richard unresponsive and only then called for medical help.
Paramedics should have met the aircraft, absolutely. Absolutely, and he would be here today.
Put her feet down.
Kelly is a flight attendant herself on Southwest Airlines.
I know if a passenger is in distress, we need to figure out, is he okay? Does he need medical attention? What's going on? And so I was very confused why they didn't help my husband.
Today, Kelly is filing a wrongful death suit against Southwest and the flight crew. Her attorney is Andrew Spielberger.
Our experts say these flight attendants and the crew, the captain, did not act reasonably based on the information that was before them.
In an email, Southwest said because the crew was not successful in prying open the door, they were unable to fully assess his condition.
Somebody that's head is down and there's no communication is somebody that's in distress that needs help. That doesn't need a police officer. They need paramedics.
But heightened security concerns can create complications.
We have been trained that any disruption in the cabin can be a diversion for another more serious security incident. And it's possible that they could not determine that that was not a serious security risk to the flight.
Richard Ilchishin never regained consciousness.
You had to tell Sydney.
Uh-huh.
How do you do that?
That was the worst. My daughter and her father were so close.
Did it mean you're going to the zoo, honey?
I just said, Daddy's not coming home. Daddy went to heaven.
What's left are the photos and the memories of the life they had.
Do you remember this one? Huh?
Yes, it's pretty funny.
Yeah, it is.
Out in the boat with your dad?
Yes.
For CBS This Morning, John Blackstone, Newport Beach, California.
Wow. It's a terrible story.
It is. It's a terrible story. I cannot even imagine telling your daughter about that.